on top of the cliffs up there. But before we go up there, I'm going to just drive you through the lower canyon here and show you a few things. Do ask that you are seat belted during the tours. Might have something to do with my driving, I'm not sure, but so the area we're in now is what we refer to as the lower canyon, and against the walls over here of the lower canyon are some of our administrative buildings. Our accounting department's down here. Our IT, our computer people are down here to keep all our computer systems up and running, as well as our member services is a two-story green building. They handle our donations, our memberships, etc. Then behind this long line building where the flag is trying to fly, if you go directly behind that flag is our Horse Haven, and that's horse headquarters. And behind Horse Haven is Piggy Paradise, which is our Potbelly Pig headquarters. Where you see the two dirt corrals there, further back on the wall are 8 cottages that we rent out to the public. And as a crow flies over this hill, we also have 4 cabins that are available to the public. And you may have seen the 2 RV sites, or the RV site sign that's on the other side of the road that backs right up to the creek. And if you're ever thinking of spending time here with us, by all means book early, because these facilities fill up fast. Okay, a little bit about Best Friends. We started out, our 27th anniversary was last week. And started off as a group of friends, about 25, who at the time were living in Prescott, Arizona, and were going into shelters and rescuing dogs and cats that were going to be euthanized and taking them into their own homes, cleaning them up, teaching them some manners, and trying to adopt them out. Well, it wasn't too long before they realized they needed more room. So one of the founders was on a vacation here in Utah, came across this lovely piece of land that was for sale, and went back and convinced the others to pool all their money together and make a down payment on this piece of property. So that's what they did. They pooled their money together and made a down payment on 3,000 acres of land in this canyon. Since that time, we've purchased an additional 700 acres, so we now have 3,700 acres of land. And on an average day, we have around 1,500 to 1,700 pets on our property, which makes us the largest no-kill domestic animal sanctuary in the country. The majority of our animals are dogs and cats, but we also have horses, sheep, goats, potbelly pigs, birds, and bunnies. Years back, we evolved from being what we call an animal sanctuary to an animal society, and that was largely due to the fact of the amount of outreach and education that we do. We're not just a sanctuary here in Canada. We reach out to the whole country and Canada as well. Here's some of our kids.
Oh my God. Love them.
Now, for those of you who may have been members for a while of Best Friends, this is Riley's barn. Riley was a horse we had here years ago. About 3 years ago, I guess now, 4 years. Anyhow, Riley had severe back leg injury, and eventually her back leg had to be amputated, and she was fitted with a prosthesis. She's no longer with us, but one of our members donated this barn in memory of Riley. And the inside area there where the horse is standing is made up of chipped up tennis shoe soles. So it's very padded, soft, cushy. And the horses that have foot injuries or shoulder injuries are normally kept in Riley's barn. We have somewhere between 40 and 50 horses on our property. Very few of them are rideable. The reason why is because they get here for medical reasons usually, or age issues. And we refer to our horses as pasture pals since they're not ridden. And since horses are herd animals, they feel most comfortable when they're in the presence of other horses. So every now and again we'll get people out here who will adopt out one of our horses to take home to keep company for their lonesome horse back home. If you look across the way there, that little green belt is another little pasture that we have across the canyon for the horses. Below us here, where you see all the trees, that's where Canal Creek flows, and it dumps into the Colorado River, and then the Colorado River dumps into the Grand Canyon 75 miles south of us here. If you look really closely, you might see some rolled tour vans at the bottom of that hill. Just kidding. In the heyday of Western movies, over 100 different movies were shot in and around Kanab, and some of the ones that were shot right here in Angel Canyon were The Outlaw Josie Wales, McKenna's Gold, The Apple Dumpling Gang, and another film called One Little Indian starring Jodie Foster when she was like 7 years old. And when they tore down the set for One Little Indian, Disney left this barn standing. So when we bought the property, all we had to do was shingle the roof, and it's been a great horse barn ever since. And here's some more of our kids. The road that we're driving on is a county road, and it comes through our property. It brings you back out to Highway 89 about 2.5 miles north of where you pulled into the Welcome Center. And most of the staff and the people in the Upper Canyon use the highway entrance instead of this backwood road. You are invited to use this road. We just ask that you respect the private property signs and that you don't go into the animal areas unless you're volunteering. This guy here, the brown and white, is Joseph, and he's the only one of the 2 mules we have on the property. We got some more horses hiding up in the trees, out of the sun. This little canyon is a great example of how Mother Nature provides the best fencing of all. More of our people often ask how we get the animals that we do here, and on an average week we receive almost 500 phone calls and emails from people wanting to give up their pets. So when that happens, the first thing we try to do if the people are giving up the pets because of behavior